China's Xi Jinping has refused to come to New Delhi for the mega G20 Summit. Instead, Premier Li Qiang will attend the event. Now, no reason has been given by China for Xi absenting himself at the last moment from the summit. Now, there are some who say that this is Xi Jinping's snub to a rising India, but it's not that simple. Look beneath the surface and you realize that this is more about Xi Jinping's absence from global fora and his growing insecurities and increasing isolation on the world stage. For starters, let's just take a look at what's happening inside China. Economic troubles are mounting, the youth unemployment is at its peak, and China's biggest property developer is on the brink of a default. Now, some analysts say that Xi is stressed and is staying put in Beijing to handle the economic blowback himself. But more than that, Xi Jinping is perhaps feeling more isolated on the world stage than ever before and therefore absenting himself from this fora. Thanks to his domineering politics and his expansionist agenda, the entire West is up in arms against him, which is why perhaps Xi Jinping finds it safer, finds it easier to attend a BRICS summit in South Africa versus a G20 summit where he would be surrounded with very, very angry Western leaders, including US President Joe Biden, who has unleashed an economic war with China. Now, Xi clearly wants to skip an event where he is likely to face thorny questions, not just over China's very dodgy trade practices, but also about its military aggression towards Taiwan and its not so subtle maneuvers to craft an anti-West alliance. Add to that the fact that India is presiding as president of G20 and China is reluctant to play second fiddle to arch-rival New Delhi at this forum, especially at a time where Indian foreign policy is taking strides forward while Xi Jinping's expansionist agenda is winning him only enemies abroad. India, in fact, is emerging as both an ally to the East and the West and emerging as a voice for the global South. Now, clearly, all this is not sitting very well with Xi Jinping, who himself wants to be the face of the global South. Unlike India, Xi wants to shape the global South bloc as an anti-West alliance with an all-powerful China at its center. In fact, as Beijing's relations with the West deteriorate and Russia weakens, Xi is trying to position China as the new superpower on the bloc. The timing of the G20 summit is also a little off for Xi Jinping. China has recently released a new map that co-opts parts of Aksai Chin and the entire Arunachal Pradesh as part of a daring cartographical expansion. India, of course, is miffed. New Delhi has already lodged a very strong protest over this map, rejecting the claims of the communist nation. Foreign Minister Jaishankar, in fact, has simply called the claim absurd, saying that merely including other countries' territories in their maps doesn't mean anything. There is also the issue of belligerent Chinese soldiers standing at the line of control since 2020. Prime Minister Modi even expressed very grave concern on the LAC standoff to Xi at the BRICS summit, which was held in Johannesburg a couple of weeks ago. Clearly, Xi Jinping would have had just one too many uncomfortable questions in New Delhi to answer, and he decided to skip the G20 altogether. But G20 is not the only big event that Xi Jinping is skipping. There is also the ASEAN and East Asia summits in Jakarta this week, which he will not be attending. The reasons are the same. China's unfounded claims on the South China Sea has rubbed almost every ASEAN nation the wrong way. China's territorial claims, in fact, are in stark violation of the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. Apart from India, China's updated version of its map has seen a loud chorus of direct opposition coming from Malaysia, coming from Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, all these countries. They're very miffed with China. So clearly, it's a hot season in international diplomacy for Xi Jinping. Absence from global summits and meetings may just be China's very I don't care way of saving face. Because if and when Xi turns up at these events, he's likely to be snubbed and isolated. Xi Jinping, for one, would not like that, especially at a time when domestic economic woes and political instability are threatening his own position in the Chinese Communist Party. Do tell us how you liked this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below and stay tuned to Hindustan Times.